Aloha! I'm Madame Donuts, and I own Donut Dynamite with my husband. We we live and work here on Maui. We opened our store about 7 months ago in the town of Wailuku. And so far, it's going quite well. People keep coming in, so we keep making donuts. So I've been cooking for the family since I was about 9 or 10 years old. Didn't have refrigerators, so we needed to make fresh food all the time. So I have that awareness of using real ingredients, whole foods, without correlating it to health and nutrition. So I was used to eating and making fresh food. One summer I had to buy a KitchenAid for a friend. So I borrowed my friend's book and I said, I'll make croissants. Just like that. So I made my first croissants and they turned out really good and I was really inspired. So I went to Culinary Institute of America at Greystone campus in St. Helena, California. That's actually where I met my husband, who is also my partner in Donut Dynamite. So he already had his degree in culinary arts, but he decided he wanted to learn more about pastries and wines, so he moved to Napa Valley. I always loved donuts. My very first job was actually at Dunkin' Donuts when I was 15. So many years later, I became a pastry chef. Somehow, I would always sneak in a donut on the pastry menu in every place that I worked at. I think donuts are very humble, and also they're the underdog of the pastry world. I wanted to change people's view of something that could be so simple and humble and not usually regarded as something regal. So when I decided to start a donut business, I thought we'll make brioche style donuts. Brioche is actually called the rich man's bread in the pastry world. We always hear the quote, "Let them eat cake," by Marie Antoinette. But if you actually look at what she had said, in French, she said, "Let them eat brioche." Because brioche is that, as I said, the rich man's bread. It's the Cadillac of all doughs. And I wanted to make the Cadillac of donuts. So brioche donuts it is. I never wanted to make food that people cannot feel comfortable eating. I didn't want it to be elitist. I wanted to make food that anyone can say, I want that donut. And people from Wailea and Kanapali and Napili are coming all the way here just to have our donuts. We're reaching out demographics that are so far and widespread, and they all love it. And I think that's when I started feeling like, yeah, we're really doing the right thing here, and we're really able to reach out to people that we want to reach out to and express why our product is different. Even fitness fanatics who say they don't like donuts, they come here often enough that I'm starting to think that they lie to me. We create our donuts as if they're a composed plate. So it's very important that your main ingredient, the dough, is really, really good. So anything that you put on it is just literally a glaze on the donut. We're not selling air. This has structure, this has flavor, this has body, and it has a lot of integrity. We make everything from scratch, from the dough to our toppings. I even make my own handmade sprinkles because I don't like the waxy texture of most sprinkles that you get out there. I am not going to say my donuts are healthy food, but I can bet you that they're probably healthier than most food that you get out there in a lunch plate. There's no preservatives. It's all fresh every day. The way we make our donuts really come from thinking of it as art. I look at the donut as my canvas, and I express my creativity through it. Somebody actually had said that to me, like, this isn't just a job to you, this is not just a career either, it's your vocation. I was like, yeah, my calling. I never thought of that, but you go through life going through phases and doing many different things, but all those experiences put you in one place, and this is where it put me. And I really feel like I'm changing the world through a donut. So our workday usually starts somewhere around anywhere between 10 p.m. to midnight, depending on the day of the week. On the weekends, we obviously start as early as 10. And then my husband usually rolls the dough. I would have made the brioche dough at least a day in advance. So that the dough has been rested by the time my husband rolls the dough, around 10 or 11 p.m. After he rolls them, the doughs have to rest for a few minutes, anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour before we can cut them. We cut them, we proof them, we fry them, we cool them, we glaze them. By the time all of these are done, usually it would be around 5 o'clock in the morning when we box our donuts to deliver to our accounts in the hotels and other coffee shops locally. And then we finish more donuts for the store. We open our donut shop at 7 a.m. currently. And by then, we really can't produce any more donuts because we need another day to produce more donuts for the afternoon. We're looking for a location to open a store. And it's really quite expensive to find a shop here on Maui. You can set aside pride just a little bit for $10,000 because we really needed that cash to open a store. So we worked with a cake batter, we worked with a yeast dough. We were there to at least compete and still push ourselves, not to take the easy route, but still prove to everybody that we do something creative each time we put our heart and soul to it. I think we will always be creative. We will always be inspired to do something with food. Even with the donuts alone, we're inspired constantly by our customers or our neighbors who bring in fresh fruit or whatever it is from their backyards. There's constant inspiration out there. It's art. But people come in here and they get so excited and just look at me like, oh my God, thank you so much for doing what you do. And we're going to continue to do what we do until those faces disappear, but they keep coming.